Hey everyone, welcome to week 7 of fantasy football. Right to my comments. First, I've been reading a lot about NFL ratings. I'm really interested to see what your guys' opinion on that. Why are they down? I've heard they're down because it's just the elections going on right now and they'll bounce back. I've heard they're down because we're just saturated with, all day Sunday, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. I've heard the whole like concussion movie and the concussion syndrome. People are turning off football because it's too brutal. And I've also just heard there's so many injuries that people are not interested. And I know for me, I've never turned off a football game to watch the election. I've gone back and forth. There's barely such thing as a saturation for me, so I don't think that's the issue. The concussion movie, I saw it. It does make me think that like things should change here or there. I know for my wife, it makes her want to watch football less, but it's not really an issue for me. But the injuries is true. For example, on Thursday night, I was watching a game, and then Brian Hoyer got hurt, so I turned it off. But you guys can see from my rant. We'll talk about that later. That might not be normal for everyone. So, what do you think? Why are ratings down right now? I'm also intrigued in our poll. Not everyone's voted yet, so if you haven't voted, go check that out. Ben's asking, should we do a tiebreaker? Should it be total points or it should be from Andy's PR rankings? Interested to see how that one turns out. I really could go either way. I did vote, and I voted for Andy's PR rankings. But I'm interested. So get out there and vote, everyone. And if you haven't yet, read my rant. I know I'm not the only one decimated by injuries, and I'm not really saying I'm going to quit. I'm going to try to have fun weaving my way through the waiver wire to steal my win. I think that should be a thing. Like we should all vote on when I get my first win. And if I beat you, you're the dud next week. So just roll with that. And what's interesting about the injuries we have had is the waiver wire is always really weak in our league anyways. But I think this year it might be at its weakest point because of the injuries that have surfaced this year. All right, let's get to the studs for this week. Drew, you are the stud. Not only did you put up a high score, but you saved embarrassment. You had people picking you to lose to me, and you still came out, and not only did you win, but as I mentioned, you scored a bunch of points. Good job, Drew. The dud goes to Aaron and Andy. I want to pick the two of you because you convinced me to pick myself last week because I wasn't going to. I said, you know what, Aaron and Andy think I'm going to win. Maybe I can win. So I want to pick you as the duds for that, but then you came out and put up crap scores anyways this week. So both of you, for both of those reasons, deserve the dud. And Aaron, I'm interested to know how many weeks you put 20 points on your bench. Not because you had like a quarterback that scored 20 some and you had another quarterback that was scoring 20 some, but like every week you could have played someone who scored 20 points over someone else. Interesting. Let's get to the predictions. All right, we have Ben versus Drew. I'm going with Ben in this one. I actually like Drew's teams better from top to bottom for this week, but Johnson is just tearing up, and it's too good. He's too good. It'll be a close one, but Ben will win. Aaron versus Nick. I really want to pick Aaron in this one. Actually, I looked through and I had picked him, and then I realized he had two players that have already played, and they did awful. And losing Antonio Bryant basically could be interesting. I think he can still have good games, but I just don't think he has high of a ceiling right now. So I'm picking you, Nick, to win, even though I think you have very high-powered wide receivers that are producing like low-level nobodies. So they need to turn that around. Tyler versus me. This is a joke at this point, right? It's not really can I win a game, it's can you lose a game. So I look at Tyler's team this week. No, he cannot lose. My prediction in this one is he only needs 87 points to beat me this week. I don't think he's going to score big, but he's definitely going to score enough. Tyler wins. Chris versus John. Chris, we're the same, man. Like, you are injured just about as bad. You can maybe even argue worse, but I don't know. I feel like it's worse on me. But your team has been decimated as well. And you're sputtering. You had such a good start. And I think that the whole John drafting people who couldn't play is really going to work this week because Brady and Bell might be enough to win by themselves. John wins. Heiser versus Ben. Teams that are trending in the exact opposite direction. This is Ben Baker. Heiser up, Ben Baker down. Heiser, you slide, dog, trading me Hoyer. You must have known he was going to get hurt. So the question is, can you overcome Thursday? Hill probably will torch for you since he was doing awful for me and now he's not on my team anymore. But I really think you needed Alshon this last week. He didn't show up on Thursday, and he's not going to if Barkley is quarterback. So, Ben Baker, you're back in the win column. Last game, Andy versus Jim. This is a big game. First of all, who's Ty Montgomery? I don't know him, and he's got 20 receptions in the last 2 weeks. Here's where this game comes down to. We have Jim, you have Andy Dalton, and Andy, you have A.J. Green. That is not good. But the question is, who does that hurt the most? and I'm pretty sure it hurts Jim the most because he needs those points more than Andy's going to need them. So Andy, you win. That's it for this week. Go Tribe, go Cavs. I mean, Tuesday is going to be lit in Cleveland. Don't go anywhere near it if you live in this area because you have I'm interested to know when the NBA and Major League Baseball we're trying to work out their schedule of who gets what piece of land to set up their big broadcast outside the stadiums, how they work that thing out. Because if you've been to Cleveland, those stadiums are right next to each other with grass in the middle, and both leagues want to just like light that place up. So it's interesting. Tuesday, probably the greatest day in Cleveland sports history. So go Tribe, go Cavs. I'll see you guys later.